back to my channel Balvigyan Vyate. In this, we are progressing on vector addition and problem solving session. Till now, we have reached 29 problem, and then we will move to the problem number 30. The problem number 30 says a plane is revolving around the earth with a speed of 100 kilometer per hour. Okay, at a constant height from Earth's surface. Okay, find the change of velocities after half the path. Okay, now you have to find. Now you can assume that Earth in 2D, we can assume Earth is a circular body, and anything moving around Earth with a constant height, that means it is maintaining a constant distance from Earth's surface, so it would also be a circular path. So half the path around a circular path is the opposite point of a diameter. Any diameter you choose, the half path means if one terminal is a start point, the other terminal will be opposite exactly after 180 degree. So if I assume this any velocity, this v1 at point A, let's say this is v1 towards west, this is west direction, so the exactly opposite 180 degree at B point, let's say v2 will be in the east direction. So now if two vectors, if I assume this will be opposite to this. Now it has said to be a speed, but at any point of in a circular path, any point, the speed, the magnitude of speed and velocity is same. Only that direction is always changing. So that's why at any point the velocity and speed will be magnitude will be same. So if I take this is v1, this is v2, the change in velocity I can calculate it with v final minus v initial. What is v final? It is v2. I am taking this as a positive direction. It is eastwise as per the orientation or the understanding or the standard, you can say, the positive x. So opposite velocity, this has to be followed by a negative sign for this, because we are taking the vector. Okay, vector addition, you can say this is linear, so directly you can add the algebraic process, because in between angle is 180. So ultimately this will turn it to v1. So magnitude wise, if I am not considering the, because I am taking the difference, so magnitude will be the same as the speed given, and at any point of time the speed and velocity of same, because it is more rotating with the same speed. So at speed here it is 100, so velocity will be 100, here it is. So ultimately the change in velocity is kilometer per hour. This will be your answer. Okay, so moving to the next. That is problem number 31. It says two forces F1, which is denoted by 5i plus 10j minus 20k, and F2, that is equal to 10i minus 5j minus 15k. Okay, at a single point, at a single point. Okay, so what is the task is to find angle between them, okay. So now as it is in 3 components there of each vectors I, j, k, so you can have to use Cartesian plane. So this is x, this is z, this is y. So in this is I the unit vector, this is k is the unit vector, this is j is the unit vector. So this we can represent the 5 this way, 10 this way, and 20 minus this way. So somewhere it is 5, 10 and minus 20, and the second one is 10 minus 5 minus 15, somewhere 10 minus 5 minus 15 is the coordinate of the second vector f2. So now f1 and f2, if I connect, this will not remain in the same plane as this xy or any two axes together, that will not, this will form some other plane, maybe some other plane there. So their angle could be calculated in between those, but any two vector is always can form a plane. In that plane, if I calculate the angle, let's say this is theta, so in that plane f1 f2 can be related with a scalar product, because any two vectors in a same plane, the resultant also will be in the same plane. If it is so, then that can be calculated with a as, because this is force, the force is a such a vector, their multiplication is a scalar product, that is the dot product. Okay, that's theoretically you know. So because any force acting which will give a translation motion in the same plane. Okay, so the force will be considered as a vector whose product is a scalar product. So we will find it by doing the scalar product, and the scalar product is formulated as if two forces f1 f2 dot product will give you value by taking the mod value of nf2 by followed by cos theta. Cos theta is the angle between the two. So there, if I find cos theta, then from there theta I can. So how will I calculate that? f2 by mod value of f1 and f2. Now we have to calculate the dot of. So how will I calculate two vectors multiplication? So the first vector is 5i minus plus 10j minus 20k, and 10i I will write it one after one by taking because I have to do multiplication, so I am writing it top and bottom. So if I multiply one term to term, so 5 into 10, these are the scalars which is associated with the vectors, these are the vectors. So scalar will be multiplied as usual as a product. So 5 into 10 will be 50. But I into I, this again is a dot product. I into I is what? The mod I and the cos of angle between the I and I. The I and I in the same direction. So cos of 0 is what? 1. So this will give you 1. So any two similar unit vector multiplied will give you 1. If I see the two dissimilar unit vectors, so that will give you I, j, and cos of angle between I and j. As you know, the I and j are not in a same direction. Two unit vectors of different axes will act between with the angle of 90. So any that cos value of theta will be cos 90. So cos 90 is equal to what? 0. So any dissimilar unit vector will give you resultant is 0. So in that case, you can understand this and this will be remain as same. I into I will be 1. this will remain 50. 10 into 5 will be j into j 1, and 10 into 15, that is equal to 300, that will remain as k into k, that will give you 1. Any other dissimilar, if you multiply, this all will be 0. So ultimately this will give you 300. Any product, that will give you 300. Now f1, the magnitude of f1 is how much? f1 vector, it will be the under root of x square plus y square plus z square, the scalar, the scalars which is associated with the unit vectors. Okay, how? Because if I take any point here, so that if I join, so that I will reach x, y and this. So ultimately this will be a down point. So first I have to get this, then after with this. So this will be received by x square by doing by y square plus z square. That can be easily understood. Okay, so now x square is equal to 5 square plus 10 square 20 square. So 5 square is 25 plus 10 square is equal to 100 and 20 square is 400. So ultimately 525. 525 square root, that is nothing but how much? 525 square root, that means 5. So leave it like that. I will write it. Let me check if it is can be calculated. Now f2 is what? 10 square means 100 plus 5 square means 25, 15 square means 225. So 225, 250, 250, 350. Okay, so now if I want to calculate 300 divided by, this is 25 into 25 into 2 by 1, 21, and this 350 will be 25 into how much? 25 into 1 4 14. So 25 from here, it will be, it can come out from the and here it is 7 into 3 is equal to 7 into 2, isn't it? So 7 again will come here, it will come 6. So 25, that will be 25 4 12, somewhat like that. So 6. So ultimately it will come, if I calculate all this, so it will be 6, 2 into 6, that means 2 root 6 upon 7. So theta is cos inverse 2 root 6 by, so this will be the approximate angle in between the vectors f1 and f2 given by this. Okay, moving to the next problem, problem number 32. So now I was saying how will you calculate. Let me show you how the theta, this thing will come. This is z, this is x, this is y. If I take any vector, let's say x1 x, xi, yj and zk, this is one vector. So what is the magnitude of that? Let's say this is f. So x will go this side, then y, this will come this side, then let's say z, I'm coming this side. So first if I calculate between the x and y, this is x, this is y, so this is 90 degree. So what is this much? If I take, this is a, so OA will be x square plus y square. Okay, now this is OA. Now this is vertical, so in between that angle is 90 degree again. This is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. Now if I join this will, if I see from this side, this will again a right angle triangle. This is OA and this is your Z. So what is the final one? This is B. So OB square is equal to OB is equal to under root of OA square plus z square. Now y square is equal to, if y square is equal to what? It will be removed. So x square plus y square plus z square. So OB, the ultimate, the dimension of this f, that means if I take mod, so this is the mod value, this is the value of the vector, position vector OF. So this way I have used it in the previous problem. Okay. Okay, I'll leave it for this time up to this. In the next video, I'll move on to the problem number 32. Okay, 32. Thank you.